Hi, welcome to my show, Olio. My name is Susan Rushton, and as always, I need to explain what Olio means. One definition is that it's short for olla podrida, which is Spanish for rotten bowl or rotten pot, which I just get such a kick out of. It's a Spanish-Portuguese dish with essentially everything in the world in it. Pork in all its iterations, pig's feet, pig's ears, sausage, bacon, plus chicken, chickpeas, cabbage, carrots, beans, onions, and garlic, of course. Essentially everything in the world in it except popcorn and Rice Krispies. That's one definition. Another definition is that olio is what comes in between acts of a melodrama. So you might have somebody juggling, you might have somebody singing, you might have somebody doing a skit, and none of it has anything to do with anything else, and none of it has anything to do with the melodrama. So in other words, it's apples, oranges, and a monkey wrench. So welcome to my monkey wrench. Today, I'm interviewing two young women who are part of a spectacular interest group club. It's a club at Placer High. This is their mission. This is called our mission. Our mission is to protect and preserve our beautiful earth. We promote ways in which citizens can help our planet and inform people on environmental subject matter. We want to make our mark on the world, starting in Auburn, California. That gives me chills thinking about it, reading it. I was thrilled to find it. And this is available on their interest group and on their club's website. My guests are Emilie Brown,
hi,
who is president and founder of the Placer High School Environmental Club. She's the president and founder. How old are you?
I'm 16.
And how long have you been, has the Placer High School Environmental Club been in existence?
3 years.
3 years.
I started it in my sophomore year.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And I have Alex Bellis, who is vice president.
Hello.
Hello. I'm thrilled to have you here. Have you both here. And before I forget, I need to let you know how to contact these groups. You can. They have a Placer. They have an email, placerenvironmentalclub@gmail.com. Sorry, and then you could go online, look for Placer High Schools, and it's complicated. PUHSD.K12. You've been there before. .ca.us/schools. Then look for Placer. Then look for activities, and then look for environment. It's easy once you do it. They're also on Instagram at Placer_Environmental Club and Facebook at PHS Environmental Club. That's a lot. And that's full of information, and so I know these women are. Emilie, why did you start PHSEC?
Well, I started it in my sophomore year after I started to realize that the majority of kids around me agreed that climate change and biodiversity loss, plastic pollution, they were all issues that we needed to be doing something about, but our school wasn't. So we saw a bunch of these problems happening around us, and we wanted to make a change and we wanted to make a difference. So I gathered a couple of my friends and we got to work helping the planet.
And can you remember what the first thing you did was?
Yeah, we actually worked with the city council to help start the Auburn Sustainability Advisory Committee.
Auburn, okay. Phil, do you hear that? Wow. Phil is my director. Well, and you have spoken. This is not the first time you've talked about this, is it?
Mm-mm.
No. Wow. You do it all the time?
Yeah.
And do people roll their eyes at you or not?
Not usually. They usually think it's pretty cool. You know, we all live on Earth. We all have one thing in common. And so it's kind of all of our responsibilities to help protect it. And a lot of people can get on board with that.
Yes, yeah. And so how many people are involved in the group?
There's about 80 in total.
80?
Yeah, we started with 8. But to be fair, not everyone is equally involved. So we have probably about 20 to 30 really involved club members. And then the rest of them show up periodically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were saying you have 80 at school?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have others elsewhere?
No, not yet.
Oh, what do you mean not yet?
Well, we've been working with local environmental clubs at other high schools, but we haven't been able to pull anything together yet. So we hope to eventually have meetings with everyone in our district where we can talk about upcoming projects and other ways we can help.
Okay. Alex, why are you involved? Or no, let me start over. How long have you been involved?
I have been involved since my freshman year. Which was the same year that the club was started. I joined a little bit later. It was like halfway through the year. I think I just saw a poster around school and decided it was a good idea. And
Why did you think it was such a good idea?
I've always been concerned with environmental science, you know, ever since 4th grade when my science teacher came with this huge, enormous environmental like breakdown of what was going on in the world, and it was like this huge eye-opener to me. And ever since then I've been trying to do things. And I believe it was 8th grade, I tried to get one of our local restaurants to stop using styrofoam, but that didn't actually go super as far as I'd hoped it to. But yeah, once I saw the environmental club, I was like, oh, this is perfect for me.
Wow, okay. And what is your job? You are vice president, but what does that mean?
I help organize events and kind of just work with Emilie on most of the stuff that we do, and be there for club events, and kind of that, yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like both of you have done this conversation before with lots and lots and lots of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you ever get tired of saying the same thing?
Oh God, no. I think, you know, the more people that know about what we're doing, the more people that might start changing their mind about the Earth and start helping, so.
Okay. And what do you think would be... No, there's so many ways. Oh, no, so many ways. But what are some of the top 5 of ways to help?
Well, there's so many. You know, we all believe in that everyone can make a difference. So for a good example, you can actually listen to our podcast. You can find us on Spotify as 5 Minutes for Earth. In that, we basically cover a different environmental issue each week and go over ways you can help.
Have there been any repetitions?
No.
No!
Not yet.
When did you start the Spotify?
About a year ago.
And that's every week?
Yeah, for the most part.
Every week, and they haven't repeated themselves. I can't say the same thing for my column in the Auburn Journal. Wow. So I finally was aware of you because of your column in the Auburn Journal, which appears when?
It appears every other week, and it's kind of a collaborative effort.
On Wednesday or on the weekend?
Whenever. It
Okay.
changes, yeah, based on when I finish it. And, yeah, when we all get done with it. Yeah, but we work together to write it and just, you know, get the word out to more people.
When you say we work, I mean the group works.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's your picture because you're the president.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not your words. It's all of your words.
Yeah, we all try to work on it together.
Okay. And how do you decide what to write about? How does a group decide what to write about on any particular week?
We generally just decide at club meetings, so we'll just, you know, pick an issue that we're passionate about and what we haven't talked about before. There's so many ways people can help, so many issues to cover, so we don't really run out of ideas.
Yeah. Now, the fact that there are so many and so much to do, how do you keep from getting discouraged?
It's just a one step at a time kind of thing, you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you focus on the catastrophic like summary of everything, it tends to be kind of it is overwhelming, like you said. It's intimidating to look at everything all at once. But when you just look at one small thing that you can change here and there, it makes it a lot more digestible and something that you can focus on and realize, oh, I can make a difference in this, because it does take small steps to make a bigger difference.
Okay. And we haven't been specific. Can you give me something specific, something that works for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds of ways you can help.
Of course.
You can start changing the way you go places, so maybe try walking or riding a bike instead. You can try to change the way that you eat. Meat and dairy products have huge environmental costs, so if you switch out more of that meat-based diet to a more plant-based diet, that can really help as well. I mean, there's so many ways.
Yeah? How about you, Alex?
I agree with the ones that you brought up. I think those are definitely some of the biggest ones that you can do just to make small changes. Trying to conserve energy and water are also really good ways.
Say that again. Trying
to conserve energy and water.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
whether or not
turn off the lights.
Yeah.
When you're not in the room, turn off the light.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to that too, a big way that we find people can help is just unplugging cords when they're not in use. There's a huge amount of energy that goes into that and is just wasted. So unplug your cords. It's super easy to do.
I go through my house at night and with the major lights off, and there's this little red thing here and a little green thing here and a little white thing there, and yes, I feel guilty. And so I am, yeah. So there are 80 people?
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
How many people did you have at first?
8.
8,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
And do you ever get adults or teenagers or young adults who scoff at what you're suggesting?
I mean, not really. The worst thing that we've encountered so far is a couple of adults not quite understanding what the issues we are discussing are, and some teenagers that don't really respect the environment yet. Like, they haven't developed the interest, and in their future they just don't care. So like, we pick up trash every week at our school, and somehow the next week it's back, because teenagers don't care that much, and it kind of sucks. But thankfully we did find a group of people that are really passionate about the planet and really want to make a difference. So
the group in the environmental club.
Yeah.
Now, the two of you, are you a senior?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am a senior.
What's happening next year? Well, she's going to be president, but where are you going?
I am not entirely sure yet. I really want to go to school in the UK. I'm also looking at the University of British Columbia, which is, they have a very environmentally focused program.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to continue working on this job.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever get depressed?
No. I mean, again, like Alex was saying earlier, it's easy to get overwhelmed, but when you just take it one step at a time, it's really not that difficult to help and to start changing, the flow, start changing the issues. It's just making a little change every day, and one day we're going to have a great future and a great planet.
Yes. Okay. What makes you happiest about this group?
I just it's really it's nice to see a lot of I think one of the biggest things is seeing all the enormous groups of sophomores and freshmen in the group. Just seeing that it's not going to die out. This isn't a program that's a one shot. This is going to be a hopefully for years to come kind of thing. And that's really encouraging to see an entire generation of plaster students almost kind of bandwagoning on this and trying to make a difference in something that's really important.
Yeah, it seems like we've gotten more freshmen and sophomores too, which is really interesting just because I think younger kids are getting more involved than older kids, so it's just going to keep growing.
Okay. And that reminds me of the Norwegian young woman. Or no, she's not Norwegian, is she?
Oh, do you mean Greta Thunberg?
Yes.
She's Swedish.
Swedish. Well, I was sort of close. Okay. You have a quote of hers, just displayed on the website. She's remarkable, and I, judging by the fact that she's on your post, you seem to think the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about her that attracted her to you?
Well, she knows how to motivate people. I'll say that.
How does she do that?
You want to take that one?
I just think it's I've listened to her speech once. I can't think of anything specific to pull from it, but she's definitely. I agree with you in the way that she's definitely really good at motivating people, and I think like drawing the attention to the fact that it's going to be her future, and that's what she's fighting for, and that's why it's so important for young people to get involved, for everybody to get involved, because it's about the future. It's about their children's future and this kind of thing, and it's a really eye-opening. Just like listening to her talk is really inspiring.
Okay. And she had a lot of trouble getting people to pay attention, didn't she? Have you had any trouble getting people to pay any attention?
Yeah, I think definitely like over COVID year and stuff like that, there was like 6 people coming to meetings.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, just like
and
very
then we
little
just
following.
Exploded.
After COVID?
Yeah.
After the year started? This year started?
Yeah. But there were definitely some hard times, and it's still like a struggle to get even people at our own school to recognize us.
How do you mean, recognize you?
Like, some administrators at our school don't know that there is an environmental club yet. And just, generally, people aren't as informed as we would like them to be about what we're doing.
And that's crazy to think, because we're like the second largest club at school, I believe.
Yeah, we're the second largest and the largest independent club on campus.
Okay.
So
how do you think you could solve that problem?
This.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. I did send a letter to Placer High administration, letting them know that I was inviting you, and just in case they wanted to yell stop, but they didn't. So that's encouraging. For one thing, one of the many reasons I'm glad they didn't say hold on is that they are apparent. They let me express my pride for the fact of the club, and for the fact of the club being the age it is. I'm embarrassed personally that I didn't know about you before the last few months. But I'm thrilled that you're here. So you do lots of things. You have lots of events. Some of them are solely for the school.
Mm-hmm.
But just because we may not be. We may air this after the couple of events in February 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let people know that this is the kind of thing that you guys do. What are you planning in February?
So in mid-February, we're having an used electronics and batteries drive. So used electronics and batteries, when they're just thrown away, it wastes a lot of energy. We're having a used electronics and batteries drive the 16th and the 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. at Placer High School. And then later on in March, we're having a tree planting event. So basically community members can sign up to order trees, and they can collect their saplings from us on March 19th at Placer High School. And we're hoping to offset our school's paper usage by planting at least 220 trees.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, and you mentioned how many pieces of paper the school does a month, a year, what? Which is that?
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we get to show this before the battery collection,
Mm-hmm.
And it's batteries and what else?
Used electronics.
Used electronics.
Yeah.
when is that again, and where can they go at PHS?
So it's in the Placer High School upper parking lot, the 16th and the 17th of February from 3 to 6 p.m.
And the upper parking lot is above the football field?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, all right. And do you guys, does the club get to get money for this stuff?
No, but
No.
the thing
I'm
is,
surprised.
yeah, we're not in it for the money. We just want to make a difference. So
Okay.
yeah.
And where will they go? Do you know?
They're gonna go to Recology as far as we know right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you have dealt with community organizations.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you've worked with community organizations.
Yeah. Placer Sierra Club, Placer Land Trust, Placer Nature Center, the Auburn Sustainability Advisory Committee, Plastics Action Group.
Plastics Action Group.
Yeah.
Is that local?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
They're pretty new, but
Plastic Action Group.
yeah.
Okay. And oh boy, what? And you've reached out to them, and why?
Yeah, they've either reached out to us or we've reached out to them, just wanting to expand our events and be part of the community.
Okay. Now, is there anything fun about this group?
Of course there is.
For example, and I ask that because this is a really serious, tragic problem.
Right.
Yet you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, if you present it as a tragic problem, it tends to discourage people, and when you make it a fun opportunity for people to get together and make a difference in the environment, it draws people. So when we get together to do a trash cleanup, that's just we're just hanging out. We're picking up trash, but it's still a good time just to spend time with people. And when we're doing these events like our benefit concert that we put on, it was a huge event and it was a really good time. We got to meet the band. We got to work with a bunch of other people and put on this, all of the events that we do are just like a really good way to bond with people, like-minded people, and just, yeah.
So what about this benefit you put on?
So in October, we put on a benefit concert with Ada Lemon and another local band, Arguments, to raise funds for our club. But it was a great time. It was at Auburn State Theater, and yeah, we had a blast.
Well, wow. You do you anticipate doing that next year? Next October?
Maybe. I haven't really thought too much about it, but probably. It'd be a good idea to do it again. It was a good opportunity.
Yes, I think this, and did this, that's great that the State Theater provided that opportunity. That's wonderful. Jeez. I want to tell you that I am proud of myself for making my own laundry detergent. I go to the place next to Auburn Promenade. Yeah, all the time. She makes next to Auburn Promenade. There's don't remember what it's called, but she makes her own soaps and laundry stuff and doesn't use plastics. And it's a great place to go. I'm proud of myself there. I've bought non-plastic garbage bags. I do something. And a friend of mine has a great slogan, "Brighten the corner where you are." And that's certainly you're brightening the corner where you are, and not only the corner being Placer High, you're brightening Auburn. I am really gratified for that. So you have a weekly podcast, 5 Minutes for Earth. Who does that?
I'm the host, and we have guests from like the club, from the community, all sorts. Alex will hopefully take it over next year.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you heard it here first. Okay. Yeah. How long have you been doing the podcast?
About a year.
Okay. And you are, the more I looked at the website, which, by the way, is available, you look up Placer High and choose Placer High Schools, Placer area, Placer community, Placer County High Schools, then look for Placer activities and environment, and that's where and you look at the look for the environmental club.
Yeah, you can also find it on our Instagram. There's a link on our Instagram and the Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. And there's so much going on. And I'm thrilled that there are 80 people.
Yeah.
And what else are you involved in?
Oh boy.
Everything.
Yeah, well, just example, the next 2 weeks we have a volunteer day with Placer Land Trust, we have a volunteer day with Placer Nature Center, and we have a volunteer day with the Wildlife Care Association.
And how many times have you had these volunteer days?
It depends, but we have a lot going on all the time, and we're just, trying to make the biggest difference we can.
Yes, and you are going to school full time.
Yeah.
So you have time for that. You have plans to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. And yet, this sounds like a full-time job. So is going to school. And is it a difficult thing? Making prioritizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And at the same time, you don't look exhausted. You look healthy and competent and ready and eager and geez. What is there a question that nobody's asked you about this group that you wish someone would ask?
Nothing comes to mind for me.
Same
Okay.
here.
Is there something you want the people who are watching, to really grab onto and you want them to leave with?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, climate change, it's not like an opinion, it's a fact, like it's science. Most people don't know that the ocean temperatures have the ocean has already risen 8 inches, that global temperatures have already risen more than 2 degrees Fahrenheit, or that 90% of our corals are expected to disappear within the next 20 years. So it's not my opinion. I don't have hidden political preferences or a hidden agenda. I just want a clean future for everyone I love. A lot of people, think that, oh, this is just, some kids that are confused and they don't really know what's going on in the world yet, and so we'll let them, have their fun. But no, this is actually a big issue and we need to start acting now.
And you have had people react that way?
Yeah, a couple
sure.
times.
Really?
Yeah.
How old have they been?
Generally not our age group.
Older?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're older than these women, listen to them. Jeez. Oh, and at what events were they? Or were they at specific events, or were they asking questions, or?
Yeah, we had a lot of pushback when we started the Sustainability Advisory Committee. There's just some people that still don't understand it, and it's rough to encounter.
Okay, yeah. And how do we find out about the Sustainability Advisory Committee?
You can go on our website, or you can also go on the county website and find it there.
It's a county organization.
It's the city council, so
Okay.
you can find it from there.
And did you start that?
We helped to start it.
Oh, I'm not laughing because I find them funny. I'm laughing because I find you amazing, and you knew that from the beginning, and so did I. These young women are members of the Placer High School Environmental Club, and they're deeply involved in making this world better for you and them. This is Emilie Brown, President and Founder, and Alex Bellis, Vice President. Ladies, thank you very much for joining me. This has been a great pleasure, and I've learned a whole bunch, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you for watching.